Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the last and concluding lecture on our series on Stepwells in India. Uh, Chairman Intac Ashok Singh Thakur and Member Secretary Dr. Ravindra Singh will be joining shortly. They are in a meeting and it has extended beyond the time slot. Oh, they are here. So. So now, on behalf of Chairman of INTAC, Shri Ashok Singh Thakur, and Member Secretary Dr. Ravindra Singh, a very warm welcome to all of you once again. Today's lecture, the concluding lecture, is a very, very special lecture. Why is it special? Because this brings to the forefront how personal initiative and passion for heritage can give a new lease of life to an element of heritage that was almost dying, is dying, and forgotten. So we are very proud to welcome Rohan Kale. And Rohan has joined us today from Mumbai. I beg your pardon. His day job is as an HR professional in a pharma company, but at heart, he's a heritage warrior who has mapped and documented thousands of step wells in Maharashtra. He's the founder and coordinator of the Maharashtra Stepwells campaign. So now, without much ado, I will hand the floor over to Rohan. Rohan, all yours.
Good evening, everyone, and warm welcome as well. So, I hope you all are doing good. Uh, Thank you, NCAC Delhi, for giving me an opportunity to present this campaign to everyone here. I'll just begin with the Maharashtra Stepwells campaign. So, this is the framework of this campaign basically. We are not just documenting stepwells, we are going beyond that. We will be mapping the stepwells. So far we have mapped 2000 stepwells across Maharashtra. The local terminologies for stepwells in Maharashtra are baravs. They are also called as Pairancha Vihiri. Then in Konkan side, they are called as Ghode Bav, Pokhar Bav, Pandavkalin Vihri, and Tari. If you go towards Pashchim Maharashtra and the Marathwada region, even the North Maharashtra, it is called as Barav. Towards the Nagpur side, that is the Vidarbha side, it is commonly referred to as Bawdis. In some parts, it is known as Pushkarnis, Konds, etc. So under this, we are mapping everything. This is the broader framework of this campaign basically. So we are doing district-wise surveys of stepwells. 4 years ago, I had traveled across Maharashtra where I roughly personally covered 400 stepwells along with the help of locals to set up this campaign. Right from archaeologists, the local historians, the researchers, I personally visited them and explained this campaign to everyone. Why this is necessary? Because I, being from the non-technical side, uh, to coordinate with everyone sitting here in Mumbai was not possible. For this, I had taken a break from my job for approx about 1.5 years. I traveled across Maharashtra in different regions of Maharashtra where I personally visited 400 stepwells. I explained everyone the same way I'm explaining the entire framework to all of you. I personally sat in front of everyone and explained this framework to bring everyone together under a common framework to take this campaign ahead. So the next step we are doing is the documentation of Stepwells. The documentation will happen in three phases. One is the heritage documentation, the classification of Stepwells, the purpose, why it was built, and which era, the entrances towards it, the niche, everything. Apart from this, we will also be capturing the aerial photos of the Stepwells and the architectural documentation of Stepwells. So far, we have collaborated with 20 architectural colleges across Maharashtra. The official MOUs have been done with them. So far, in the last year, we documented 35 Stepwells. Moving forward, the plan is to document 250 to 300 prominent Stepwells in Maharashtra. The next part would be preservation and conservation. Preservation, as in community building exercises, will be done across Maharashtra, inculcating a sense of pride in everyone, saying that this heritage belongs to you. It belongs to your village. You should come forward and preserve them. And in the last 4 years since the campaign started, we have successfully cleaned approx about 400 scaffolds in Maharashtra. The next part would be a rejuvenation of Stepwells, where we are collaborating with multiple people, trying to see a possibility how the Stepwells can be rejuvenated and the water can be used for domestic purposes, irrigation, and so forth. We are also trying to talk to the Bhujal Vibhag Maharashtra government, pass on this data to them, and see a possibility of rejuvenation of Stepwells. Tourism development, I had an official meeting with the tourism, Maharashtra tourism, and they have decided to give an official promotion for the Stepwells of Maharashtra. They will be, there is no, even not a single mention of any Stepwells on the Maharashtra government website. So they will be introducing a separate section of Stepwells in Maharashtra, and they will start promoting Stepwells and bring it to the map basically. The wherever there are forts, there are caves, they will plot Stepwells nearby and will start promoting those Stepwells. The last part is the Stepwells Deepotsav. Approx about 2 years ago, we had successfully lit up 160 Stepwells on the day of Mahashivratri as a community building exercise, and the Stepwells were literally glittering like gold. And many people ask me why not Diwali or why not Dashera. So reason being, many Stepwells are built nearby Mahadev mandirs, and or they are in the form of Shiv Pindi basically. So it gives an emotional connect to people. There were many Stepwells which used to be a garbage dumps, but now people are celebrating Deepotsav on it. They are keeping it clean. Every year, at least twice in a year, they come forward, they clean the Stepwells. So there is an emotional connect happening. And we are seeing that change basically in Maharashtra to preserve heritage. So these are the Stepwells of Maharashtra, 2000 plus Stepwells we have mapped. And the outcome, this is the outcome which we are planning basically. So if I click here, it takes me to this map. So if I have to see any Stepwell, the plan will be to map this, upload the photos here. So it will also be like a ready reckoner basically for everyone. If anyone has to visit any Stepwell, they just have to click that link. All the 2000 Stepwells locations will get auto-populated in your Google Maps. Every time as an admin I do any changes or I upload anything, I add any Stepwells, it gets auto-populated in your Google Maps. You do not have to visit any website or visit any link over and over again. So wherever the Stepwell photos are available, a person will be able to see it, and just click on the direction and it takes you to that specific location. So where are the Stepwells basically? So the Stepwells were built on the trade routes, on the mountain passes, on the national or state highways, wherever there are Jyotirling temples, Ashtavinayak temples, these stepwells are nearby. There are many local Gram Daivat temples in the Konkan belt, that is Raigad, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg. So you can see plenty of stepwells, not big in size, small in size, but there are many such stepwells. Wherever there is a samadhi or something, vadas, yatra routes, forts, every village, at least every village is having one stepwell of their own, of which they use to, and then grot area, specifically if you go towards Vidarbha side or towards the North Maharashtra, you will see those big stepwells. Like every, like I used to hear that Gujarat, Rajasthan has those big stepwells. Maharashtra doesn't have. So we have numerous 5-storied, 3-storied stepwells as well in Maharashtra. I'll showcase them one by one. So these are the photos of stepwells. I have purposely put up the stepwells photos across Maharashtra in this slide because the photos make a virtual impact basically. So these are the stepwells in South Konkan. So this is towards Sindhudurg side. This is Ratnagiri. Alibag is towards Raigad side. Ratnagiri, Ratnagiri, Ratnagiri. Mahad is again Raigad. So this particular stepwell belongs to a mountain pass. This stepwell was built in the mountain pass. These stepwells are built on this laterite plateaus basically. In Konkan it is called as Sada. So there is a laterite plateau over there and the stepwells were constructed on it. There are 3 stepwells at Kankeshwar. Kankeshwar is a ancient Mahadev Mandir. So they on the way up the hill, there are 3 stepwells being built there. These are the stepwells in Palghar district, that is North Konkan, North Maharashtra, North Konkan side. So this may be during the British period. So if you can see the concrete is being used. So I assume this must be in the built during Portuguese or British time. These are the stepwells in Pune. So there are numerous stepwells in Pune, Satara, Solapur, even Marathwada region, which date back to the 12th to 14th century, that is Chalukya Yadav period. So this is Loni Bhapkar stepwell, it belongs to the Chalukya Yadav Kalin. This is Ballareshwar stepwell. Every stepwell is unique. I have seen numerous stepwells in Gujarat or Rajasthan. But based on data, I can proudly say that Maharashtra has very unique type of stepwells which I did not find in any other state. So this is Ballareshwar temple at Jejuri. Jejuri, there are mostly this being a Tirtha Kshetra for Maharashtra. So there are roughly around 10 to 12 stepwells in the 2 kilometers vicinity. So Ballareshwar stepwell is like there are 4 entrances. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 2 entrances bring you to the first floor where I am standing, and the other 2 entrances get you to the down like ground floor where the Shiv Mandir is based. So it is a very different kind of stepwell which I saw. Mansard stepwell has a proper Shilalik inscription stating that this was built during the Yadav period. Malkhan Rajwada stepwell. So now this kind of structures are very few in numbers across India. I can see 2. I have seen 2 such stepwells in Gujarat. One stepwell I have seen in Bara Imambara at Lucknow. One stepwell is at Amravati. So there are very few structures like this. This is Malkhan Rajwada stepwell in Pune district. This again is type of Pushkarni. This is on a hilltop at stepwell near Khangoma Mandir, Zundar, that is Pune district. Talegaon Dabhade stepwell. So Talegaon Dabhade, the people were the Sardars during the Shivaji Maharaj rule. And there are 3 such stepwells in the vicinity of just 200 to 300 meters. This is one of the biggest stepwell in Maharashtra, and this is called the Hatti Barav. So there were earthen pipes basically which used to supply water to a place which was 6 kilometers away from Hatti Barav. So this is Belwandi Kothar stepwell. So Belwandi Kothar, Amruteshwar stepwell, Brahmini stepwell again date back to the Chalukya Yadav period. Ranjangaon Stepwell, so entrance from three sides, 1, 2, and 3. Nigod Stepwell, that is Parner, Ahilyanagar district. So this is Stepwell entrance from two sides. This is a 5-storied Stepwell Ahilyapur at Shirpur Taluka, Dhule district. The locals say that this temple was built during Ahilyabai Holkar's times, and that is the reason the village got its name by Ahilyapur. There is one more temple which is 5-storied at Dhule district only, Vikran place. This is Stepwells again in North Maharashtra side, Dhodap folk Stepwell. Dhodap itself takes approx about 3 hours to climb. Dhodap is a fort, prominent fort in the Nashik belt. Takes 3 hours to climb. At top, when you climb, you will see a stepwell which is almost 3-storied. So imagine the efforts being put in place where to construct these stepwells. This is Naitare stepwell. This is a L-shaped stepwell. This is Mangrove stepwell, entrance from two sides. Amarnath. This is Vikran stepwell, Dhule. So again, the structure is very different. I have not seen such a structure in the different parts of India, basically. This is Karmala stepwell. This was documented by INTAC Solapur chapter last year. So Simantani Saftikar madam and Shweta Kothavle from INTAC, they had personally visited this stepwell and had documented it. And this is 96 steps stepwell. Yes, Panhala folk stepwell. Panhala is a prominent fort in Maharashtra. It has roughly around 12 to 13 stepwells in a vicinity of 1 or 2 kilometers. This is a 3-storied stepwell called as Andar Baudi. These are the stepwells from Parbhani. If someone asks me which district of Maharashtra has the most beautiful stepwells, I would surely say it would be Parbhani. All stepwells, 90% of stepwells date back to the Chalukya Yadav period. Charthana stepwell, entrance from two sides, again a very beautiful stepwell. Pingleshwar Mandir stepwell has a Mahadev Mandir. Nagnath Mandir stepwell, Selu. So this stepwell has a different story. I will explain it in the further sides. This is Arvi stepwell, entrance from three sides and a mandap on one side. Again, Raipur stepwell, Angeshwar Mahadev Mandir stepwell. This stepwell is actually in the middle of a farm. So once you reach the village, you have to walk approximately 5 to 10 minutes to reach this stepwell. This is the Walur stepwell. It was quite in news in the recent times. It is one of its kind in entire India or entire globe, I would say. It actually looks like a Milky Way, a galaxy basically. So it has entrances from 8 sides reaching to the well shaft. It was completely in shatters basically. So if you see this, the locals have taken lots of efforts to clean the stepwell and to bring it to this form. And now we are in talks with the Maharashtra state government and other people how we can conserve the stepwell. This needs to be conserved for sure. These are again few amazing stepwells from Marathwada region. This is from Jalna. This is Devgiri folk stepwell, which is now called as Daulatabad. This is Paranga folk stepwell. This is Verur stepwell. So this stepwell particularly was restored by Punyashlok Ahilyabai Holkar. This is Sondala's stepwell. This is Jagji stepwell. The restoration part was done by the state archaeology of Jagji stepwell. It has a Mahalakshmi Mandir, ancient Mahalakshmi Mandir, just besides the stepwell. Stepwells again in Marathwada region. This is Ambad. This is a huge Pokhran, I would say, a huge stepwell. It has a temple on this side. This again is a Wagrul stepwell. It has a Samadhi nearby. This is Batsegao stepwell in Jalna. Stepwells again in Marathwada region. Ambezogai is Bed district. Vaijanath temple, Parai Vaijanath. again a taluka place in Bid, Narayan Tirtha Parai Vaijanath in Bid. Stepwells and Vidarbha. Vidarbha stepwells are quite huge in size as well. This Anjani Khurd stepwell is just 30 minutes from Lonar crater. Lalbagh stepwell is right in the middle of farm. It is almost a two-storied stepwell and it's a L-shaped stepwell. L-shaped two-storied stepwell. Bagachi Vihir again in the middle of a farm. It is almost a three-storied stepwell. Barshi Takri stepwell Akola. Pinzar stepwell. Entrance from three sides and a mandir on one of the sides. Riddhapur stepwell is almost a four-storied stepwell. Mahimapur again is a five-storied stepwell. And the most curious part about Mahimapur stepwell is that there is no temple or there is no fort nearby the stepwell. It is a small village with approx about 30 to 35 acres of farming around it. And we are even wondering why a stepwell of this size was built in that particular village. So people say that it was an ancient trade route basically. Now the highway is built, but it was an ancient trade route. So this stepwell was built for the travelers basically. Stepwell in Talegaon Dashasar. Pawnee Stepwell. This stepwell also we are trying our level best how we can rescore this stepwell. It has a lot of idols and carvings basically on the top part of the stepwell. Even this stepwell is not in a taluka place. It is in a small village called as Pawnee and it is in the middle of a farm. So even if you check the Google Maps, you will not be able to understand that there is a stepwell here. Stepwells in East Vidarbha, Nagpur district, Adasa. So there is a famous Ganpati temple at Adasa, and in the nearby vicinity there are approx 3 stepwells. So Adasa, there is one stepwell, Adasa 2, there is one more stepwell in Adasa. Ramtek is a famous hillock basically which consists of stepwells and mandirs. Kapur Bauli Ramtek, there is a fort near Ramtek called as Nagardan Fort. So this is almost a two-storied stepwell. Stepwells from Chandrapur area. Sir has done a lot of work over there. So this focus was provided by Bangu Gohtre. There's a Sonai Mata Mandir Stepwell Chandrapur and Hinglaj Bhavani Stepwell Chandrapur. This one stepwell is very unique. Again, a very unique stepwell. It looks like a sword basically, the sword of the Marathas, and it was built from that perspective only, that the sword of Marathas. And it is on Dategad Fort. Dategad Fort is in Patan Taluka of Satara district. It hardly takes approx about 30 minutes to climb this fort. It has two structures as well. One 3-foot Ganpati idol and a 3-foot Hanuman idol as well. And the entrance is from here. So, sorry. Once you go down and you look up, you will see a sword basically. So we are also trying to capture the aerial images of stepwells. So we are just waiting for the rains to subside because the condition of Maharashtra is pretty bad nowadays. So there are floods in different areas. So we are just waiting for the rains to subside. Post which I have coordinated with various people who have drones, and we will phase by phase will be starting to capture the images of stepwells, the aerial images of stepwells. So we also collaborated with the post office GPO Maharashtra, and we released a booklet on stepwells basically, just to spread a positive message in the community to preserve stepwells. And this were the line diagrams and the all the individual architects and the colleges who participated, their names were mentioned. So we are also planning along with the architectural documentation, the line diagrams will also be done and they will be saved in a place I'm also in talks with the state gazetteer department on how we can actually archive all this data. So how we can make the best use of the documentation which is now being done across Maharashtra, and how we can archive them so that it can be used for the generations to come. So why documentation is important? So we are also grouping the stepwells. So both the stepwells are called as Ram Mandir stepwells in their areas. Both look similar. The well shaft of this stepwell Satara is completely dilapidated. There is nothing left. This stepwell is at Jalna, Batsegao. The well shaft is completely intact. So if we do documentation of such stepwells, we can easily refer them and restore the stepwells. So it can be a good source. So I'm also grouping the stepwells as per their photos similarity. I'm doing this exercise as well. So entire this campaign is run on dashboards. The monitoring part I'm doing on dashboards. So I'll showcase the dashboards as well. This is online. So I have grouped entire 2000 plus stepwells as per their region, district, taluka, village, etc. So if someone asks me how many stepwells are there in any district or something, this data is on my fingertips. If I click Paschim Maharashtra, this data gets rearranged in just seconds. If someone asks me Ahilya Nagar, okay, Nagar, and then Darewadi. So entire stepwells will have its own docket basically. The photo, the aerial image, and the architectural documentation. So the planning is being in a very structured manner that we want to create an entire docket for every stepwell, and the monitoring will be done here. So apart from this, the documentation is also being done. The classification basically. The Shila Lake, the entrances, the purpose, the stepwell shape. Someone asked me that how many Shivpindi type stepwells are there in Maharashtra. So I have to just click this. Now where are the stepwells? I can easily see from here. So there will be a point in the near future where I will make this data public, so that many people who are doing their PhDs or want to do research on stepwells can use this data freely. They don't have to pay anything or something. Just this is your data, this is Maharashtra's data, and this will be available free of cost to everyone. So if someone asks me that what was the purpose, how many stepwells were built on forts, so you just have to click here and then this data comes up. Any type of analysis, any type of research work you all want to do will be available here. Apart from this, so one more important thing what we have done is that it took me almost like 3 to 4 months to do it. I collated 42,000 villages data into this dashboard. So what we are doing is that we are mapping stepwells against those villages only. So at any given point of time, if someone asks me how many stepwells have you mapped in this taluka, in some taluka, the data is on my fingertips along with the photos. So if someone asks me in Paschim Maharashtra, tell me how many stepwells you have mapped. So I go to Ahilya Nagar, Srigonda. So there are 115 villages. In 28 villages, we have located 58 stepwells. That means there are 89 villages. So 89 plus 28 is 115. So 89 villages, we have not yet located any stepwell. So we are trying to set up taluka level teams across Maharashtra, wherein every taluka coordinator will visit each and every village in his taluka and check with the locals where there are stepwells or not. So that what I'm telling them is that take one day out of entire month and try to visit 5 to 6 villages. Within a span of 5 years, we'll be covering entire taluka, and we will get exact count of stepwells. And their names will be mentioned here, the Google Map locations, everything. So this data will be very valuable for Maharashtra moving forward. Likewise, if someone clicks on Parner, the data of Parner will populate. And this will take just few seconds. Within 2 seconds, the data is up. So we are also trying to find out the small groups who are organizing tours, basically folk tours, temple tours, and trying to tell them now also come up with stepwell tours. So this data will be very useful to them as well, and we will pass on this data to them free of cost again. If someone asks me if I take Pune as a base, how many stepwells I will be able to see. So I have made this for them, like district, what would be the range, 20 kilometers, 30 minutes, and where are this? These are the GPS coordinates basically. So one can plan it that way so that tourism starts flourishing. People get opportunities, people get employment there. So it could be a slow process, but somewhere we have to start. So this is the work which is done by the locals across Maharashtra. I do not have an NGO, but what we are doing is that we are keeping one common framework under which this entire campaign is being operated. And we are trying to reach out to different groups, stating that the way you are working on folks, the way you are working on temples, come forward. Or this stepwell belongs to your village. Have a sense of pride and preserve those stepwells. And now many groups across Maharashtra have started coming together and they are actually cleaning those stepwells. So this is the I had shown one stepwell at Valur, the helical stepwell. There's one more stepwell at Valur where the locals took almost like 2 months to clean the stepwell. This is this one particular stepwell I would like to refer. This was the effort being taken by the locals, and this was done before we started the Maharashtra Stepwells campaign 4 years ago. So here, almost like 6 years ago, the locals came together. They collected 22 lakhs out of their own pockets. Not a single rupee was asked from the government side, and they preserved the stepwell. This stepwell, there's a Shila Lake saying that this stepwell belongs to the Yadav Kalin. So it means that stepwell, if the restoration work is done by the Yadav Kalin, this stepwell belongs to much earlier period. This again, while I was traveling across Maharashtra, this locals showed me this video. This belongs to the COVID time, the first lockdown across India. The locals came together and cleaned the stepwell. It was like a flat land for them. The stepwell, they removed the entire mud, the siltation, everything, and the stepwell was brought back to life. This stepwell, Ramesh Karmade and his team is doing wonderful job in the Junnar region of Maharashtra, where they came forward and cleaned and preserved approx about 15 stepwells in Junnar Taluka. Here, the local youths of Dhanki village came together and they cleaned the stepwell in their village. Here, the local youths, approx about 15 to 20 people came together in Manwat region, Parbhani. And a special mention to Malharikant Deshmukh sir. He is almost 60 plus. He traveled from village to village, encouraging the youths to come forward and preserve the stepwells. So he's a part of the same team of Maharashtra Stepwells campaign. Again, besides Manwat village is Pedgaon village. Again, the locals came together and cleaned the stepwell. Village Kurahadge, Jalgaon, there's a team Explore Khandesh. So they, along with the locals, have cleaned the stepwell. Durgavir Pratishthan is a prominent group in Maharashtra. They work on the forts basically in Maharashtra. They did this activity in the Ratnagiri district, Khed Taluka, where they brought this stepwell to life. Baraigad Parivar, again one of the prominent groups in Maharashtra doing work on forts. They preserved something around 15 stepwells in Maharashtra across various districts. This is the work done by I Tulja Bhavani Samajik Pratishthan Bid. They started this activity 1 year ago. They told me that Rohan, looking at the work being done across Maharashtra, even we felt the need that we should come together as a group and start preserving the stepwells. So they have started this activity. In the last year, they cleaned approx about 3-4 stepwells. Again, one more group working mostly on forks and stepwells. They cleaned approx about 3 to 4 stepwells in Raigad district of Maharashtra. So I will showcase the work in some videos as well.
अन हत्याराचं फुलावानी घाव बिघाई घाव बिघाई आमची म्हणजे मोठी लढाई अन हत्याराचं फुलावानी घाव बिघाई गळ्यामध्ये पडल त्याच्या माडी गयाची गळ्यामध्ये पडल त्याच्या माडी गयाची तू चाल पुढं तू चाल पुढं चाल पुढं तुला रगड्या पिंडी कशाची परवाबी कुणाची मन सुद्धा तुझा गोष्ट आहे पृथ्वी बोलाची हा पृथ्वी बोलाची मन सुद्धा तुझा गोष्ट आहे पृथ्वी बोलाची तू चाल पुढं तुला रगड्या पिंडी कशाची परवाबी कुणाची.
They work for continuously 2 weeks basically to clean this entire stepwell. So 3-4 stepwells around in the Raigad district were preserved by them. This is one more group from the Raigad district which is headed by Tulsa Bhavani Pratishthan.
बर्तनी चटक बोले न बबू थोड़ा के पाछ नाचे सबूत मस्ती में जावे कैलाश कूद थोड़ा बाजे डम 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 रू पकड़ बम 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 ले पकड़ बम 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 ले थोड़ा मार दे भीतर का मेरा अंधकार क्षमा प्राप्ति बढ़ मैं भी कल का हूँ कर गमन कटारी दूं अरे काट ले मन का मेरे मन का न्यू सब जानू तन सब बेरा है अंधकार तू तो सब नहीं दे रहा है थोड़ा मेरे थोड़ा मेरे थोड़ा मेरे थोड़ा मेरे तू ही अंधेरा तू ही सवेरा है देवों का भी दानव का भी तू पूजा है मानवता की तू करती है एका तू भी रचेता स्वामी विनाशकारी आपकी वांगरे जनो कभी मचलता मन नादान.
So this is the work which is going across Maharashtra basically. So we are trying to inculcate the youths to come forward, and the most important part is that they do not have any financial backups. They are putting the money from their own pockets and doing this just because they are emotionally connected to those monuments. Then this is something which we did across Maharashtra. 160 stepwells were lit up with diyas and decorated with rangolis on the day of Mahashivratri 2 to 3 years ago. And like everywhere it was like people were saying that this is looks like Diwali for us. Like we never even imagined that our stepwells will look so beautiful across Maharashtra. So it was a huge community building exercise where people in thousands came across. And now they said that we will continue the pratha which is going on now. We will keep it for years. And next year, on the day of Mahashivratri, that is 15th February 2026, we are planning to lit up 301 stepwells across Maharashtra. And the occasion would be Punyashlok Ahilya Devi Holkar's 301st Jayanti. And I'm very sure the Maharashtra government will give official backup for this campaign. So this is the work being done across Maharashtra. Sure. Thank you. And then in 2022, our Honorary Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji appreciated the work being done across Maharashtra, and they praised Maharashtra Stepwells campaign in the Man Ki Baat. So thank you all. Thanks.
Anyone has questions to ask?
Hi everyone. So, as seen in the Baramoti Chiveri in Limb, Satara, that very stepwell was also used as a royal court of Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj. So, has this utility been seen in any other stepwells across Maharashtra?
No, not much.
Okay.
Because if you see the Marathas, their entire era was spent in fighting wars, basically. So there was not much time for us to build those stepwells like a royal patronage or something, like you see in Rajasthan or Gujarat region. Yes. Only when the empire stabilized during the Shahu Maharaj time, Punyashloka Ahilyabai Holkar's Karya is very huge across Maharashtra. She is someone who restored many temples, many ghats and stepwells. That is the reason we have high regards for her in Maharashtra or even entire India. Yes, please.
Uh, Thanks, Rohan. It was a wonderful presentation. My question was like there are number of like you have mentioned that there are more than 1500 or 2000 stepwells there. So during your documentation, during your fieldwork, have you come across with any first question was that how far are the present communities and participating youth from these stepwells? How far in terms of distance from these stepwells people are? And
They
second question is like if you have come across with intangible cultural aspects like the belief system towards these stepwells, if it's present in the present communities there, are they aware कि ये कब बना किसने बनाया and like our ancestors का जो भी emotions रहा है, so if it's visible there, so that is these are the two questions.
Sure.
Yeah.
So many of the stepwells were preserved, or the cleanliness was done by the locals only, or say the locals belong to as far as say 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers vicinity. One thing. Second thing, I would say that only those stepwells which have a inscription where we call as Shila Lake, only then we will be able to tell or predict that this stepwell was built in which era, basically. We have no inscription as such. Whatever the locals say, then it is like whatever the locals say. So we will try to, as I said, the entire effort being documentation is that I want people to come forward, the youths to come forward, the historians, the researchers to come forward and start documenting stepwells from the heritage angle, to start the study on the temples. The stepwells. The way the study on temples was done approx about 15 to 20 years ago, and that is the reason we have huge amount of data right now that these temples belong to which era. If the people start contributing towards stepwell documentation, heritage documentation, approx about 5, 10, 15 years down the line, we will have a huge data where we can actually tell that the stepwells belong to this era. Yes.
Could you tell us a bit more about this particular step well? And you did mention like like a Milky Way. It's a very I think fascinating to know more about it. And the second is that now that so much work has happened, and heartiest congratulations to you and your team and the entire set of volunteers, because I personally wasn't aware that there was such a huge movement around stepwells, and it shows that how much impact bottom up action and community action can drive. In the second phase, is there any thinking of possibility of greening the spaces and creating more natural infrastructure possibilities around the stepwells, especially given that in an Indian context anyway public spaces are so rare? So in this endeavor, that can be a very organic extension as well. So is there any thinking around that?
Yes, in fact, Intac only has approached us, and we have provided the data of few stepwells to them. Along with that, there's one more Tata Trust which has come forward saying that they want to restore few stepwells. So the talks are on with them as well. So let's see how it goes forward. If anything materializes in a positive manner, we will be able to bring that change across Maharashtra.
Thank you for the presentation, sir. So I would like to know whether the design of the stepwell, the structure like helical or linear, has anything to do with the quantity of water that it can hold. And are these stepwells naturally fed through groundwater or through rainwater?
Okay.
Thank you.
See, I'm not a geologist to do this survey or something. See, main thing why I started this campaign, I will tell you. The main thing was like whenever you go and visit some stepwell, people used to say that these are garbage dumps. Like I have traveled across Maharashtra. I took 1.5 year break. When I traveled, I will tell you that journey as well. And my last day at work and the first day of Maharashtra lockdown was the same. It was really frustrating for me to sit at home for 6 months doing nothing. And then in month of October, when I had visited Alibag site, which is approx about 100 kilometers from Mumbai, the stepwells were literally filled with water till the top level. Hardly a step could be visible. I waited for another 1 month. Then I took my bike. I first traveled the Konkan belt. I traveled across Raigad, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, Goa, Kolhapur, Sangli, Satara, Pune, and back to Mumbai. On a trot, 21 days, I roughly explored 112 stepwells. Came back home, rested for 10 days. Again, second journey started. That was from Ahmednagar, then Aurangabad, Parbhani, Jalna, Hingoli, Washim, Buldana, Akola, Amravati, on the way back Nashik, and then home. I roughly explored approx about 188 stepwells in the span of 22 days. So it was an amazing journey. Like people have taken a day off, people have taken 2 hours break from the work, they have come forward to help me. So I always say that, and I will again say that this campaign was possible because of the people of Maharashtra. The way they have supported me across Maharashtra. Unknown people have given me food, unknown people have given me accommodation at their home. They have shown me the stepwells in their vicinity. They were stepwells which I even did not know about when I started my journey. They came forward, they took me those stepwells, and I used to map them. Like my day journey used to start at 6 o'clock in the morning, used to end at 6 o'clock, roughly around 6 to 10 stepwells I used to see during that day. 6 to 8, I used to sit in front of these local villagers trying to explain them why this is important. Your question that this holds any water. So I tried to explain to the Groundwater Survey Development Agency. They gave me a chance to present this campaign at Nashik on my way back to Mumbai. I presented in front of 40 GSDA persons over there, saying that you are the specialized persons. You should all come forward. This campaign needs the technical people to come forward, step in and contribute towards Maharashtra. I'm just a HR department professional. My core strength was networking. My core strength was data analytics. So I made this possible. But then if the technical people do not step in, this campaign will not go ahead. So we want numerous people from geologists, the conservation architects, the architectural colleges, the drone experts to come forward, do the GIS mapping, do the survey. Only then this campaign will be successful at the national level or international level.
How many of these wells were like dead and how many were rejuvenated among this? Any thumb figure? That, I mean, they were mostly dead or they
Yes.
were already
So,
with water?
many such stepwells lie in the core heart of that village basically, and there are many sewage lines passing nearby. So people use stepwells. Even now they are like, I have seen numerous stepwells across in Pune district, Ahilanagar district. These stepwells cater to approx about 25 to 30 acres of farming throughout the year. Some stepwells they do not use for drinking basically, but they use for domestic purposes. The pipes I can see in those stepwells. So there were few stepwells which were rejuvenated and put to use. Yes, yes, yes. In Panvel, there are approx about 4-5 stepwells. There used to be a Brahman Wada over there, so there are approx about 4-5 stepwells over there. In Mumbai, stepwell as such, there's a huge step tank called as Banganga. So in Thane again, Thane district, there are few smaller scale stepwells, not those huge ones.
Okay, Powai and
Powai, I have not seen any stepwell in Powai.
okay.
Because the type of construction which happens in Mumbai, even if there were stepwells, I think they must have been flattened.
Virar.
Virar, no. Vasai, there are few stepwells.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thanks.
I want to say the wonderful work you've done, really fantastic. And I think it's primarily because you're so young. You have the energy to do it. So I had two questions. One is this helical design is fascinating. It's like the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy. So is there any special significance to this shape and design? And secondly, how is it there is such a huge prevalence of stepwells all over India, particularly from the medieval period? Is there a special significance to this? Is it just religious or was it only for drawing and storing water?
No, I would say it was for both. Like there are many rich traders who have built stepwells along the trade routes. There were many stepwells being built by the royal families as well. And there were many stepwells which were built only for the public use as well. So I can see few stepwells in Maharashtra, those are built during the Ghat routes. Maybe this was for the armies or something, like they used to travel on the trade routes or the army, like there were huge armies which have operated in the Maratha or the earlier period. So these stepwells were built in forest area as well. So, but Maharashtra, if you see towards the Paschim Maharashtra Konkan belt, you will not see those big stepwells. This were built only for the public use, the smaller size stepwells. And in India, as you know, that वो बोलते हैं ना, the India सोने की चिड़िया थी करके. So पहले से बहुत सारे लोग inhabitant है करके इंडिया के. Like population was actually huge from the ancient times in India. So that is the reason I feel that many stepwells were built during the start of the 7th century, 8th century in India. This, see even because even we are clueless as a team as well, why someone built such type of stepwell. I cannot see a single stepwell across India of the structure. So there are numerous stepwells which are very similar to each other, but not this type of structure. So even we are clueless why such a structure could have been built. So let the researchers do their work. Maybe I'm not sure. To be very upfront and to be very honest, I'm not sure.
Yeah, this. Can you see me?
Yes, yes, sir. Please.
Thank you very much. When you talk of the stepwell from the trading and from the ancient time, how could you ascertain that these step wells are modern or they are ancient or medieval.
Okay.
And what is your hunch for having these on the trade routes? Is there any trade which is can be import or export from these places? Because the people from there, they could give you some folklore or something
Yes.
which can tell us the tale of that place. So is there any subject on which you have studied
Yes,
intensively?
we as a group, the historians, have studied a bit. So if you see the scapels from entrance from 3 sides or 4 sides, these scapels are numerous and they were mostly built during the Chalukya Yadav Kalin period. The scapels, which are the Shivpindi type scapels, these were later constructed during the Maratha regime. That is almost like 15th or 16th century onwards. And then in ancient texts, it is mentioned that there are 4 types of scapels. One is the Nanda Bharau, which is entrance from one side with 3 layers of landings. There is Bhadra scapel, which is entrance from 2 sides with 6 layers of landings. Jaya scapel, entrance from 3 sides with 9 layers of landings. And the fourth and the most largest part is the Vijaya Bharau, which is entrance from 4 sides with 12 layers of landings. So mostly the Jaya and the Vijaya scapels were built during the Chalukya or Yadav Kalin. Thus, because in few scapels we have seen those Shila lakes. So we are comparing the shapes and the structures of this scapels and comparing it with others. And even the stepwells are in the vicinity of or just besides those temples which have been declared as Chalukya Yadav Kalin temples. So automatically the stepwells also get back to those periods.
Rohan, I have a question. I want to know how you were able to so successfully mobilize and align the community with this campaign. What was your strategy? What was your tagline? I mean, it's very useful even for us to know that.
Sure. So many people feel that I've directly been into this. No, I have been trekking since long actually. I have covered roughly about 150 forts across Maharashtra. I was always a trekker at heart actually. The mountains was my home. And then later on developed that passion towards stepwells. For official work, I used to visit Gujarat, and we have many manufacturing sites in my earlier company. So I used to visit Gujarat, and there I saw this numerous stepwells. A person who has always seen forts above the ground suddenly saw structures which were as deep as 5 storied, 6 storied, 7 storied below the ground. It was sudden attraction towards those stepwells. I actually felt in love with those stepwells. I decided that I thought I was very curious that if Gujarat has so many stepwells, then Maharashtra, who has made history, must have numerous stepwells as well. And this curiosity then led to many things I read about it. I will give you some fascinating points. I read the British Gazetteer, year 1880. It states very clearly that Khandesh, that is Jalgaon, Nandurbar, and Dhule has 800 wells with steps. They have very clearly mentioned wells with steps, wells without steps. So 800 wells with steps. Nashik, roughly around 1,200 wells with steps. Ahilyanagar, that is before Ahmednagar, 1,500 wells with steps. Pune 3,500. Solapur 4,712 wells with steps. And Satara 5,990 wells with steps. You can visit the website of Maharashtra State Gazetteer and check what I'm saying. It is true. So I felt like, array, 6 to 7 districts in Maharashtra has a count of 17,000. So पूरे महाराष्ट्र में कितने होंगे करके. So then I decided that yes, मैं बॉम्बे में बैठ के ये समझाने जाता ना सब टेक्निकल वालों को करके, तो सब पागल में गिनती करते करके. कि अरे तू कौन है करके, यू आर नॉट इवन फ्रॉम आवर साइड करके, यू आर जस्ट HR करके, व्हाट डू यू नो एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ करके. सो मैंने डिसाइड किया नहीं, इसके लिए तो ग्राउंड वर्क ही करना पड़ेगा करके. सो देन आई ट्रेवल्ड अक्रॉस महाराष्ट्र. सो लिटरली आगे एक टैंक बैग, पीछे 2 सैडल बैग और बाइक लेके घूमता था. ये मेरी वाइफ भी बोलती थी अरे कहाँ कहाँ घूम रहा है करके करके. मॉम डैड परेशान थे क्योंकि कोविड का टाइम था करके. आई एक्चुअली ट्रेवल ड्यूरिंग द पीक कोविड टाइम करके. Roughly around 14,000 kilometers I covered across Maharashtra and explored 400 plus capitals. And then and धीरे 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 करके जितने टीम सेटअप किए थे महाराष्ट्र में, they all saw this that this guy is doing very passionately, let's support him, let's do it करके. And because of that knack of being an HR on the networking side, data analytics, वो हो गया करके. मतलब वो था एक पागलपन करके, करने का करके, एक जिद थी करके कि करना ही है करके. There is no turning back and I have to do it करके.
So that came straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart. Thank you so much, Rohan. We have to close the session now. It was truly inspirational, the sheer quantum of work that you have been able to achieve single-handedly. You've created a movement, momentum. So more power to you, and our best wishes to you for all your future endeavors. And now I will request...
one closing statement.
Sure.
Like many people, I normally give lectures or webinars at many places. People always say that you have done this single-handedly. I am the face of the campaign, but there is a huge team across Maharashtra supporting us. And I would say this is because of their efforts that we have been successful. So entire credits go to the people of Maharashtra. Salute to them.
You mobilized the community. That was a huge achievement, and that is what I wanted to know. So may I now request Chairman Shri Ashok Singh Thakur ji to give a small token of appreciation to Rohan and some intact publications. May I request Member Secretary Dr. Ravindra Singh ji to...
हमारी पहली मुलाकात कहाँ हुई वो बता दो. She used to work in Gujarat in Ahmedabad, and we both being travelers, we first met at Vadnagar, which is the hometown of our Prime Minister as well. And वहाँ पे बावड़ी पे ही मिले थे करके. So एक ही दिन में 3 बावड़ियाँ देखी, तब से ये सफर स्टार्ट हुआ है उनके साथ करके. So really enjoying my life, my journey with her actually. And और एक बात बहुत दिल से कहना चाहूँगा करके कि जिस बंदे के हाथ में जॉब नहीं था, she stood by me and said that कि रोहन I'm there with you and हम लोग दोनों शादी करेंगे करके. ठीक है, थैंक यू.